just as we move a little bit forward here, I want to, as they rebuild this great website that I used to use all the time, just to show the interlocking board of directorates of dominant companies. We can start with that this series is going to air on Apple in connection with Warner Brothers. And what I love about, and again, theyrule.net, it just allows you to get an idea of and to graphically represent these interlocks and to give a better idea, I think, of the kind of product that we're ending up dealing with. So just to start with Apple, multinational company headquartered in Cupertino, founded in 1976. CEO Tim Cook, 150,000 employees. What is this? 383,000 million. So what is that? 3 billion or 300 billion, more likely. In revenue, these are the board. Al Gore. Owners include the Vanguard Group, which is everywhere, as the leading institutional investor, Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett. And I believe his partner, his Munger, just passed away recently. BlackRock, Flint, right? Now I'm getting confused with the Hustler. Owner of BlackRock, Larry Fink, not Flint, although they're both hustlers. Or maybe I don't mean to demean Larry Flint by misremembering him with Larry Fink. So, these are the search engines, I think, that were used to get some of their information, I guess. I'm not sure what that is. Or search suggestions. Okay, sorry. So, okay, so just that's that. So then when you look at the interlocks, it gets, of course, fascinating. So Alex Gorski is on the board of Johnson & Johnson, IBM. I mean, and again, you could go on and on to just to see all, I don't even know what these companies are per se. And you can move the figures around a little bit. It gets a little bit unwieldy, but of course JP Morgan is there. Who else? Who else is on a board of something else? Nike, Target, Bank of America. And again, just if anyone is unclear, boards of directors, it doesn't mean that they have all power, but they exist to give corporations legitimacy, to give corporations partnerships, to make sure that everybody's more or less on the same page and not working against one another too much. Cigna Insurance. To influence, obviously, the management, advise, invest, so on and so on. So they're not unimportant. And again, we could go on and on, but it's just to give an idea. I love this search engine, even if it is, for me at least, let me see if I do it that way. Okay, yeah, there we go. You can, and so you can get an idea of why the programming would look the way it looks, and what the political intent would be, and what kinds of messages an Apple platform would want to support and distribute. Okay, it's not perfect evidence. It's not, but it's, I think, it's just always a nice exercise to remember. And to follow up with that, there's always you can always look at the Business Roundtable which is again the overt expression of how the ruling elite working through corporations work together to influence public policy primarily and manipulate popular opinion. So before we even get to the product itself, I think that's always a good, and this is again why the Vernon philosophy exists, because it's out of sort of this confluence of bad actors, pun intended, that we get this product. All right. So the sort of immediate headline that I think I got from Marcel comes from Deadline just from a few days ago, a week ago. The Big Cigar, premiere date and first look at Andre Holland as Black Panther leader Huey P. Newton in Apple limited series. So again, we get the iconic picture, but the story is wild. And it's not that and again, I mean, it makes sense that a film would be made about this. It also makes sense that it would be the focus because it's clearly going to, I think, allow for them to avoid all of the real politics of the day. So, the 6-episode limited drama series is set to premiere globally on May 17th and wrap about a month later, based on the eponymous Playboy magazine article by Joshua Berman, which I looked for but couldn't find without having to pay for, and maybe I sign up through Playboy or something like that. The series, which chronicles Newton's escape to Cuba, is executive produced by Janine Sherman Barrios, who is the producer of Claws and the Kings of Napa, and who just inked a deal with Apple. I think she's gotten another one of those, production contracts or arrangements where she's going to be sort of one of the leading producers of Black targeting content. Or I should say, what I really should say is white affluent targeting content that features stories nominally about Black people. And it's going to be directed and executive produced by Don Cheadle. So a lot of star power. But as they say here, per the official synopsis, The Big Cigar is the incredible true story of Hollywood Revolution meeting social revolution. It's a wild caper of Black Panther founder Huey Newton escaping from FBI to Cuba with the assistance of famed producer Bert Schneider in an impossibly elaborate plan involving a fake movie production that goes wrong every way it possibly can, and somehow it's all true, mostly.